Hello everybody, how's it going? I have been asked repeatedly since I started making Blazblue guides how to jump cancel. Jump canceling is something that's pretty difficult if you're just starting off in Blazblue or any anime fighting game that has jump cancels. It's something that's pretty unique to anime fighters as far as just being able to cancel a move into a jump as opposed to being able to cancel it into a special. But the basic concept is still pretty much the same. The idea here is that you want to cancel the recovery of your attack into a jump. One of the main things to note about this is that you don't have to time this precisely. It's a cancel, and like all cancels in Blazblue, it's very, very lenient. So there isn't a lot of timing required. In fact, if we started the basic point of this to just jumping after 6A, you could just hold up immediately after doing 6A and you will get the jump cancel. You can just tap up after your next attack, and so long as you're inputting the up motion before you hit the button, you're always going to get that jump cancel. So it does take a little bit of practice, and kind of what I wanted to go over is how to practice this and go over a couple scenarios with how you can practice this in order to get it down quickly. A lot of jump cancel combos that are out there are going to be really difficult to do just because combos are really difficult to do when you're starting off. So what I recommend you do when you're learning to just jump cancel is to keep it as simple as possible. Because again, all you really have to do is just hold up afterwards, or you can tap up. You know, if you're looking at my inputs here, you can see like it can happen early, it can happen late, it can happen pretty much any time after you put in that attack that you want to jump cancel. And you know, a lot of other hits in Blazblue, I'm not quite sure which Ragna's are, but like Ragna's C button, for example, like this, you can jump cancel after the hit, and you can just see like instead of the full recovery going on, you get that jump immediately. So you can even practice without even going into a combo. You can just find a button that's jump cancelable, and you can just work on, you know, tapping that up button afterwards and then coming back in with an attack. Again, you can tap. You can hold it entirely, you can do it early, you can do it late. If your jump isn't coming out, it's typically because you pressed a button that interfered with the jump. You know, so if you're mashing C, it doesn't matter if you're holding up. That C button is going to take priority. So you need to make sure that you've got a clean up press without pressing any other buttons, because otherwise the button is going to take priority in the system. So that kind of goes over the essentials of jump canceling. So let's go over with how to practice it in a way that makes sense for you if you're having trouble with this. What I like to do when I'm practicing jump canceling is to find a character's launcher, something that's going to put them into the air so that I can practice a basic air combo. Because in air combos, you have to jump cancel twice. You have to do the initial jump cancel, you go up for a couple of hits, and then you jump cancel again, and you do some more. So with Ragna, his launcher is 6A. So if you hold forward, press the A button, you're going to launch him into the air. So from here, you can jump cancel into jumping C. So this is like a really good way to practice it when you're starting off, because you get your launcher and then you can go in for the button. And this is your basic building block for any kind of air juggle combos. You know, something that puts them in the air, you jump cancel, you're going to hit them with the button. Once you get comfortable with that, then you can do two. You can do this and then jump cancel the jump C and do another one. So this kind of practice is a good way to just get used to doing multiple jump cancels. And again, if you're having issues where like you're not getting the jump cancel, it's either because you're mashing buttons, which you should never do, don't be a masher, or you're neglecting to put in that tap between attacks. So this becomes a little bit more obvious if you're doing a 2-hit combo. So if you do like jump C into jump D, if you do jump C and then try to press C afterwards, you're just going to fall to the ground because it's reading a button input instead of the jump. So just remember, your inputs do have to be kind of clean in order to make jump cancels work. So the best thing to do is to just kind of slow it down and take it in chunks. So launcher, jump, this is a good way to start practicing. Just go for those 2 hits. Once you get comfortable with that, you can add on the second one. And once you get really comfortable doing this, that's when you can start figuring out like, okay, let me end this in a special. Because almost every character that has some sort of air ender option. So on Ragna, you know, it's this remixed version of Belial's Edge, which actually does like a nice chunk of damage. So that's basically what I would recommend to get jump canceling down. I'm going to demonstrate this really quick on a different character, just so that you get an idea that it is something that's universally practicable. We're gonna practice with Mai here because she's awesome. because I know a lot of new players like Mai because she's dope. Excuse me. This is just a loading screen break. All right, so Mai's launcher is different from Ragna's. Her 6A doesn't do anything. Her 6A is just 5A. So with Mai, what you want to do is 2C, or crouching C. So this is going to pop bullet right up in the air, and from here the concept is the same. We're going to do this, and we're going to cancel into C, into jump C. And so this is actually like a really good starter on Mai. Her 2C leads into a bunch of damage. So like getting this down is really good. She also has, like Ragna, she has air enders that, unlike Ragna, give her a ton of corner carry. So you can see this is something you can pretty much practice with any character that you're playing. There are a few very rare exceptions where some characters don't have straight launchers. You have to use a special move instead of a button or something, or a combination of attacks in order to get them up in the air. But if you're just learning jump canceling, characters like Mai, Bullet, Tsubaki, Ragna, who all have just, basic buttons that launch people, it's really good way to just practice getting that jump canceling down. And again, once you get it down, you can start, doing more complex air combos where you're putting in, multiple buttons. You're maybe changing up your enders so that you can do different things on your character. But by taking it slow and just working on it in chunks, it can definitely become a lot easier to perform consistently over and over again. All right, let's do one more character. We'll show this off real quick. Who should we do? Of course, yeah, we're gonna do Tsubaki because we have to. Tsubaki's got the same type of launcher as Mai. She launches off of 2C. With her, it's actually 2 hits. It's 2CC, so it's a little different. But the same concept's the same. You're just gonna hold up once you get to that point that you want to jump cancel, and then you can go ahead and go into the rest of your combo. So like most things that you want to practice, you want to do this in chunks. You don't want to go immediately into the long combos. Tsubaki's a little different because her jump C isn't cancelable. So you have to actually do you can't do jump CC. You have to do jump BB, jump BC, which is a little bit more complicated than some of our other characters. Because if you come up here and you do mash C, you're gonna get something that you can't cancel the second C hit. So you gotta continue to understand which of your character's attacks are jump cancelable. Not all air attacks are jump cancelable, but you can still, still practice on Tsubaki. Tsubaki's your favorite character, like she is for me. But again, like this is just something, it's good to practice. It's good to take it in small chunks. Just start off with the launcher and go into a single air attack. Make it nice and easy. Once you get comfortable with that, you can start doing that second jump cancel. And, over time, this is going to become second nature to you. A few people who watched the video said, oh man, you make this look so easy. And it's just because after a while, it becomes just second nature. One of the things I do want to go over while I have Tsubaki here is super jump canceling. So super jumps are basically when you tap down and then hold up. Instead of getting this height from a normal jump, you get extra distance. And with Tsubaki, a lot of her combos actually require her to super jump. And one of the things that a lot of people probably don't know about how I input super jumps is I actually do it as this full, down this back corner all the way up when I'm doing when I'm mid combo. Because this input is actually it's like a half circle forward and then I just hold up afterwards, right? Same input as doing like a distortion drive, but I'm holding up. And this actually lets me make sure that I get these super jumps that I need to get in order to connect on certain combos a lot more consistently. So let's see if I can do one of these and just roll it forward, and we get our super jump and everything's happy. So, there's little input tricks and other things, ways to make it comfortable for you. Super jumps are not as character universal as some other things, as just regular jump canceling. So you don't really have to worry about that too much. But it's something where once you do pick up a character that requires super jumps in order to make some of their air combos work, this rolling input really made it a lot easier for me to do, as opposed to being like, oh, I need to tap down and then tap down and go immediately forward. Like that was a little tricky. I can just roll it because again, like Blazblue has pretty lenient inputs, so. Don't be afraid to experiment. Things are good. And eventually jump canceling will be super easy for you. Just keep at it. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. That's it for this guide. I will be continuing to try to make more. This was directly generated by a comment I got on a previous guide. So if you have things, no matter how small they may seem or feel, like, feel free to hit me up, and I'm happy to talk about them, especially if they're basics like this, because the basics I actually have down now. I'm still pretty bad at, being a high-level player, but the basics I know. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm going to head back to the stream.